Shalom uvracha from Yerushalayim, Ir HaKodesh. This evening we continue our Pirkei Avot, Ethics of the Fathers study. And we're studying this evening the Mishna of chapter 1, Mishnah 12, Pirkei Avot, Mishnah Yud Bet. The Mishnah of the great teachings of Hillel and Shammai, two of the most famous personalities in this entire work. Several of the people that we've studied over the last couple of weeks, some members of our study group here, are not necessarily identified with these people from other places, but Hillel and Shammai, these are major teachers in their academies, the Academy of Hillel and the Academy of Shammai. Hillel v'Shammai kibbelu mehem. We mentioned the series of Zugot, the series of the teachers that taught together. One headed the Sanhedrin, one headed the rabbinical court, one was the head, one was the assistant. Hillel and Shammai worked together, and they were students of the previous Zug of Shma'aya and Avtalion, as we spoke about in the previous classes. Tonight's teaching is the teaching of Hillel. Hillel Omer. Hillel teaches, Hevei mitalmidav shel Aharon. Be of the students of Aaron. Everyone should try to become a student of Aharon HaKohen. Now, with all due respect to Aharon HaKohen, we all love Aharon HaKohen. We all respect Aharon HaKohen. We really surely respect the teachings of Hillel. Why shouldn't we be students of Moshe Rabbeinu? I mean, Moshe is our teacher. Is he implying that we should choose the pathway of Aharon over the pathway of Moshe? Or does it mean, well, of course you have to be students of Moshe. The entire Jewish people, everyone is a student of Moshe. In addition to being a student of Moshe, Hevei mitalmidav shel Aharon. Make sure that you count yourself in as a student of Aharon. Which is the closer to your understanding of the Mishnah? Is he excluding Moshe? Is he adding Aharon? What would you say? Hevei mitalmidav shel Aharon. He doesn't mention Moshe here. Is he saying, I want you to choose the pathway of Aharon? What would you say? What? Add it to Moshe? I think the Mishnah can be read in both ways. I mean, Moshe is much more din. Yikov hadin et ahar. Moshe is the lawgiver. Aharon is more free-flowing love and free-flowing peace, as is indicated in his teachings here. Maybe if you have to choose one, maybe you should choose Aharon, or as Ravenish says and others, maybe it means in addition to Moshe. I saw the question discussed, and I saw several responses. Hevei mitalmidav shel Aharon. Everyone should try to become a student of Aaron. A student from this Mishnah, we see that you don't necessarily have to have a teacher who's a living force in the room that you're studying. You know how many generations pass between Aharon and Hillel. You could be a student of Aharon by studying the teachings of Aharon, by studying the activities of Aharon, by studying the actions of Aharon. And we're all supposed to be children of students of Aharon. And what's so beautiful about this Mishnah, I heard my father of blessed memory teach Pirkei Avot many, many times, is that it was this man who said, become a student of Aharon. The very teacher of this Mishnah, the teacher of this teaching, Hillel, is a great student of Aharon. If there's anyone who lived the life of Aharon, if anyone who felt the sensitivity that he's teaching in this Mishnah, it was Hillel himself. And anyone who's ever been privileged to study under the tutelage of a teacher, of a rabbi, or a rebbetzin, who really personifies the teaching that they're teaching, it's ever so different than someone who academically tells you, well, I think that the correct pathway in life is the pathway of so and so. It's not the same. It's not the same kind of experience. This is a real teaching of someone who really believed this and lived this. He lived the life of Talmidav Shel Aharon. And what does it mean to be a student of Aharon? Ohev Shalom. Ohev Shalom. Loving peace. I would say that probably most people on planet Earth today, if you say, do you love peace? you agree with me? I think most people would say, yeah, sure. We love peace. No?
They would say it.
What?
They would say it.
Yeah, okay.
What it would mean is another story.
Okay, shalom. Okay, shalom. I don't want to say this. I don't want to say anything negative. But I think that there are people, God forbid, who thrive on argumentation, who thrive on the differences of opinion, who there's a certain kind of inner feeling of satisfaction that they have. God forbid, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And I hope I'm not saying anything, which is too harsh. There's some people, when they hear about two people fighting or two families fighting, there's a certain kind of inner feeling of,
They love it.
what?
They love it.
They love it, right? And here he's saying love peace, and maybe Ohev Shalom is an inner feeling, not just externally. It's not Ohev Shalom, what?
People love action.
Action, right? Yeah, okay. Maybe Shalom is also action, It's a different kind of action. Ohev Shalom, right? Ohev Shalom. It's really love Shalom. Maybe that's one of the goals of Hakadosh Baruch Hu. It says in the Mishna that God couldn't find a kli machazik bracha. God couldn't find any receptacle which could hold as many blessings as is the blessing of Shalom. Because everything is, if you have all the blessings in the world, if you don't have Shalom, so what's it worth? If you don't have the blessing of Shalom, and Shalom is one of the names of God. You're not allowed to say Shalom in a bathroom. You could say maybe Boker Tov, you could say Erev Tov, but the word Shalom is considered one of the names of God. In certain commentaries, they say, well, maybe you should replace the mem with the nun. Unless somebody has a very sensitive ear, they won't hear the difference. Instead of saying Shalom, just say Shalom. I made the mem into a nun. Yeah? Shalom is not one of the names of God. Shalom is one of the. Okay. Ohev Shalom, Shalom, Ohev Shalom, Rodev Shalom. You should pursue peace. You should pursue peace. It means that you should be involved in trying to bring about a reconciliation of differences of opinion between people. Rodev Shalom. You should run after. You should pursue activities, as it says in the book of Tehillim. Bakesh Shalom, seek peace, v'radfehu, and run after it, pursue it, do everything within your power. And we have traditions. I said last week, I think that maybe with the help of Hashem, b'li neder, if we ever complete the Pirkei Avot, maybe we should study Avot Rabbi Natan. Avot Rabbi Natan is a fascinating work. It's an expanded form of Pirkei Avot. In Avot Rabbi Natan, they give concrete examples. Some of them very famous about how Aharon was Rodev Shalom, always seeking to bring about peace between people, speaking to both sides in an argument and trying to convince each side that the other side is really remorseful, really feeling such regret. Could you forgive them? And then somehow when they get together, Rodev Shalom. Because if you're convinced that the other person who hurt you is really so sorry, and the other person is convinced that the person that hurt them is so sorry, and he said it to both of them, without them ever knowing that that's what he was doing. So he brought about a lot of peace in the world. And Aharon was a marriage counselor. Aharon was a great marriage counselor. There were many, many people on the verge of divorce, and Aharon was involved, and Aharon convinced them that maybe they should reconsider. Maybe there is a future. What about that initial love that they used to feel? What happened to all the love? They danced for 6 hours straight at the wedding. They were madly in love with each other. Well, maybe it's a way. I'm not, God forbid, criticizing anybody who got divorced. All the divorced people in the world should be able to find the true sources of blessing. I don't mean to speak in an insensitive way, but there are many, many marriages that can be saved with the help of Hashem. And the rabbis teach in Avot Rabbi Natan that this is one of the areas of expertise of our great teacher Aharon. Rodev Shalom. Avat Shalom ben Adam l'chaviro, ben ish l'ishto, between husband and wife, between a woman and her husband. And the rabbis say that there were many, 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 many children with the name of Aharon in the Jewish community. Aharon was a popular name each year. I think I read in the newspapers here in Israel. they published which name was the most popular name given over the last year. So I guess if they were publishing a newspaper, in the desert somewhere, in the years that Aharon was one of the chief leaders, I think he would be honorable mention. And the rabbis say, why were there so many people named Aharon? Because there was this husband and wife who were really, really ending their connection. And Aharon was involved. Aharon, that Aharon. And he's also a Kohen. He's not Aharon a Kohen, right? He's a Kohen. That's perfect timing. Aharon a Kohen just walking. Okay, so Aharon, slicha. Aharon heard about the husband and wife that were fighting with each other, were heading for divorce. And Aharon made deliberate efforts to bring them back together. And when they reconnected to each other, when they reunited with each other many, many times, they were blessed to have children. And one of the first questions that comes up when someone is blessed with a child is, what's the proper name for this child? And very, very often, says Avot the Rabbi Natan, they chose the name Aharon, because if not for Aharon, we would never be together. So there were many Aharonim walking around in the Jewish community, right? Rodev Shalom, Ohev Shalom, Rodev Shalom. Pursuing Shalom, pursuing real levels of Shalom. Ohev et Haberiot. Ohev et Haberiot, really loving people. One of the qualities of Aharon, one of the qualities of Kohanim, is to bless the Jewish people. When you bless someone, you love them. And there's a word that's added to the Birchat Kohanim, which is not so clear why it's added to the Birchat Kohanim. Asher kiddishanu b'kiddushato shel Aharon. The Kohanim say that they were sanctified with the sanctification of Aharon. V'tzivanu levarech et amo Yisrael, and God commanded us to bless the Jewish people. That's all true. But the last word that's used in that blessing is a serious challenge for many of the commentaries and for many of the codifiers. The bracha ends, the people talking in the kitchen, we love you and we bless you, but it's really disturbing. Unless you want to be, maybe you want to speak on YouTube. All of your kitchen messages are being recorded. It's okay. I mean, it's like, whatever. Maybe Ohev Shalom, right? Anyway, so what do you mean with Tzivanu Levarech? What do you mean with Tzivanu Levarech et Amo Yisrael b'Ahava? God commanded us to bless the Jewish people with love. Where does it say in the Torah that you have to bless the people with love? It says you bless the people. Where does it say you have to bless them with love? It doesn't say, Kol Tevarachu et Bnei Yisrael b'Ahava. It says Kol Tevarachu et Bnei Yisrael. Shalom. I can't see who that is, but whoever it is, you're welcome to come in. Shalom. Kol Tevarachu et Bnei Yisrael Amor lahem. Some say that the word amor, we spoke about a variation of that tonight. Maybe the word amor is connected in certain languages to love. Is that correct? I read this. What?
It's Spanish.
In Spanish and French also. Spanish. What? Amir. Yeah, those amor means. How do you say love? How do you say love in Spanish? What? Amor. Yes, it's the same word it's used in Birchat Kohanim.
Italian amore.
In Italian?
In Italian amore.
Amore. Okay. I don't know. That's why I read one source. Some say, as Rabbi Yamin says, maybe Kotav Baruch Amor lahem. Amor is lashon rakah. Maybe it's a sensitive speech. So maybe there is some kind of. The Kohanim are involved in love. The Kohanim are loving people. That's Aharon HaKohen. Aharon feels the joy of his brother when he's informed. He's an eligible candidate to be the leader of the Jewish people. And God chooses Moses. God chooses his younger brother, 3 years younger. Moshe is the leader. So what's Aharon's reaction? Is he angry? Is he jealous? V'ra'acha v'samach b'libo, it says in the Torah. And he will see and he'll feel joy. And wow, to be able to celebrate. That's a great level. And that's why the Mitzorah has to go to the Kohen. Zot tiyeh Torat ha-Mitzorah b'yom ta'arato u'val ha-Kohen. Bring him to the Kohen. Because the Kohen will teach him how not to talk against other people. If the leper is involved in some kind of slander, maybe he needs a Kohen. If the husband and wife, God forbid, if there's some kind of suspicion infidelity, maybe some kind of suspicion of lack of proper connection. So it says, "V'hevi ha'ish et ishto el hakohen." Bring him to the Kohen. What's the Kohen? Why is the Kohen the one who administers the whole service, the whole ceremony of Sotah? Because they'll teach husbands and wives how to love each other. So ohev et habiriyot umekaravan la Torah, and through this great love, bringing them closer to Torah. It could mean he has to love peace and pursue peace and love people, and also bring them closer to Torah. Or it could mean, but just through this great love of peace and the pursuit of peace and loving people, automatically he will be bringing people closer to Torah. The rabbis teach, if you read Avot and Rabbi Natan, and I hope someday we'll be able to study it together, people felt that Aharon is their best friend, and just the way he befriended everyone, his love of people, that itself brought about people's greater connection to God and to God's commandments, because they were always aware of that. Could I really pursue such an activity? My friend is really Aharon. How could I face him tomorrow when we're so closely associated? Oh, Hevet HaBeriyot U'Mekarvan LaTorah. We wish all the people in the world were trying to bring people closer and closer to Torah. We think, without exception, 100%, 101% of them should be successful. But maybe there's a secret here. You want to be successful in Mekarvan LaTorah. Oh, Hevet HaBeriyot. Make sure the person feels your love. Make sure the person feels that you're really doing it with sincerity, with genuine feelings of love, as Hillel teaches, as Hillel did, and as his great teacher Aharon. We're all trying to be students of Aharon, and through that we'll be able to fulfill on some level the great teachings of Hillel as we study this evening. Thank you so much. Shalom.